We're on the roads outside our office in Pennsylvania to test the Nike ZoomX Vaporfly Next percent. There's 15% more foam underfoot. The offset has come down from 11 millimeters to 8 millimeters. It promises to grip the road better and, most importantly, be more comfortable over 26.2 miles. This shoe is called the Next percent, not the 5%, because Nike tested it and found that the increase in running economy was between 4 and 5%. All this new tech is very exciting, but to find out how it feels compared to the old Vaporfly 4%, we're gonna run 800 meters in both shoes at Eliud Kipchoge's marathon pace, and I'm gonna tell you how they feel differently on my feet. Obviously, I didn't make that look as good as Eliud Kipchoge does, but the original Zoom Vaporfly 4% feels fantastic at that 4:38 pace range. Easily the most cushioned racing shoe I've ever been in. That carbon fiber plate really keeps your ankle in check and just keeps that forward roll on that 11 mil offset, generating tons of momentum. We're curious to see whether that happens with the 8 mil offset on the next shoe, so let's go find out. Shoes are moon boots. These shoes feel a lot different. These shoes have a lot more foam underfoot. I imagine heel strikers might like these even more because the moment you get off the heel, that extra foam comes into play and you don't have to work that hard to press it down. And the rebound that you get from it off the front of your stride is much more pronounced than it is even on the old shoe. I also like the new lacing. The old shoe, I did feel like I had to get it pretty tight to get that lockdown heel fit. Combination of moving the laces laterally, and Nike has thickened the foam pod in the heel, makes it so that I didn't have to over tighten it to get the fit I wanted. The stability feels about the same as the other shoes. They feel like a tall shoe, certainly. I wouldn't want to run super uneven ground in them, but yeah, making kind of tight turns at speed felt totally fine. We measured the shoes. They're the same width if you're talking about the rubber under the forefoot, but there's more foam on the outsides of the rubber on the new shoe. That might come into play with offsetting the higher stack height, but it felt totally stable at speed. You really don't feel a lot through the original shoe just because of all that foam, but I felt like I was more on top of the pebbles rather than them sort of compressing into the shoe. You really don't need much rubber in the rear of the shoe. You don't spend a lot of time there, and the rubber that you do get in the forefoot feels like plenty, at least on the dry pavement that we've got today. It's important to note that you don't have to be a world-class marathoner to enjoy these shoes. We tested them at Eliud's pace, but I've also been running 6, 7, 8-minute miles in them. They feel really good. You don't get quite as much of the rebound sensation when you're not leaning forward, coming off your toes as much, but they're still really comfortable. The Next percent will cost $275 when it goes on sale April 28th via the Nike Run Club app, and it will be available in larger quantities sometime this summer. Whether they're worth $275 to you is a question that you'll have to answer, but if you do want the edge, I will say these are probably the nicest racing shoes I've ever run in.